Hi everyone, Marion Emberson here. I am so excited. So basically, XTOOL contacted me and asked me if I'd like to have a play with their machine. Like, seriously? So after a little deliberation, and I'm going to be honest, I don't jump into these offers very quickly because I always feel like, am I going to do them much justice? Am I good enough for this? This is a laser machine. I've never used a laser machine before, but oh my goodness, it's amazing the things you can do. It's like having your Silhouette or your Cricut in one machine with a printer if you get the print head, but along with a laser cutter as well. It's like, and it can foil if you've got the foil tip. It can draw with your pens, and it can cut vinyl and cardstock. And oh, I need to calm down a bit because honestly it is so good. The thing you're seeing on screen now is me. What was I doing? I was scoring and engraving and cutting into a piece of 3mm basswood, which is like a plywood. And it's just, I've done my QR code from it, and then it just goes straight to my YouTube channel. It's just fantastic. But I'm going to show you a project that I'm working on for my girls, so how you can get personalisation. So there's nothing nicer, is there, than personalising things, especially if children nowadays, or adults, have got like different spellings for their names, etc. You can't easily buy things like that. This just comes into its own. The quality, I have to say, is outstanding. It really reminded me a lot of an Apple product. The way it was packaged, the way it's got magnetised little housing, and it's so easy to use, so user friendly. There's some fantastic software with it called xTool Creative Space, and it's just honestly, I sound like I'm just like "Rrr," but I am so excited about it. It's really simple to use. As I say, I've never ever used a laser in my life, and I just went straight in like I do. I created with it, and this was the first thing, well, apart from my other little thing you saw with me, QR code, this was the first proper thing that I've created with it. So I'm going to sort of go through all this and show you it, but I love it. Okay, so at the moment, every day is a school day for me, because I realised as I was doing this, let me lift the lid, hang on, it's all stopped, I can lift the lid now. I didn't spread these out very well. These little guys, I should have spread them out better, realising that's why that dropped in there. But everything's okay. It's all right. So let's just get it all out. So this is my back. This is going to allow it to be, let's just pop these out, a little shaker ball. So I'll get on, paint that, fill it with lovely bits, and turn it into a little shaker. See you in a minute. So here it is in all its glory. Look at that. So I even done a little wooden bit, sienna, that's got a little sticky on it, so I can just stick it so it holds there. So I can personalise it. This is what I love about it. Do you know what took the longest? Actually tying all this on and getting all this bit right. In fact, I've just moved it, so I've got to redo it. But this in itself is just amazing. And hang on a minute. The bits that were left over, so they're the innards from here, and then the circle that cut out of there, I can make another ball with. So I thought, well, I'll just join those all together, and then I've got another snowflake ball. It's just fantastic. It really is. If you're a store, do you know what? I would just recommend one of these in your shop, because for a customer to walk in and say, oh, have you got so-and-so, like, you know, for Saskia, or, sorry, I've been talking to a lovely lady called Saskia, and it's such a beautiful name. And you might think, well, no, I haven't got anything like that. Hang on a minute, I can make you something. I wish I had my shop back now. But I'm thinking of all the things I could make and sell, and Oh, my brain is just going 100 mile an hour. You know what I'm like. The things that you can do it on as well, I think I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to have a go at the hot foil pen. I haven't done that yet. So the hot foil tip, I actually went ahead and bought some more hot foil tips from them because there's different sizes in there. So I'm going to have a go at that. I want to try it on a couple of different things as well. So my friend Polly was round the other day watching me come up with ideas. She was helping me come up with ideas. Our brains were going 100 mile an hour. And I said to her, look, it can even engrave on slate. So I sat there and made her own coaster in slate. Just straight away. It was like, it was just so quick. So it's like I'm whizzing around all the shops now and buying all different bits and pieces, just substrates to just try it on, because that's what it is. It's all about experimenting. It does printing. If you've got the print function on it, it does printing and it prints beautifully. Hang on a minute. Look at this. I've actually glitter embossed over the top. But isn't that beautiful? And you can imagine, you can just personalise them all for friends and family. And oh, so the printing function is fantastic. I want to do a few little different things with that as well. Just do some little tryouts, let's say. I haven't done print and cut yet because it can print and cut. It's like I recently bought a Silhouette 5 and I think I'm going to sell it now because I honestly don't think I'm going to use it, because this takes place of that and more. So it's going to do all my vinyl cutting, my HTV. Let me just crack on and show you some other things. Okay, so let's have a go at foiling. So first of all, we want to get some designs. So I've just downloaded this single line butterfly. So I'm going to copy and paste. I'm working on a Mac, so I just need to do Command C, Command V. So I'm just going to go like so, copy and paste. And I am going to flip it. I have to remind myself how to do this. So let's just make that one a little bit smaller. Actually, we'll bring the big one further down. So we'll go like that, like that. I think I'll come up like that. And then I'll copy and paste that one and make that even smaller. Let me just come in like so. I can work it all out afterwards, like where I'm gonna definitely put it, because I've got to measure my card base. So I'm just going to do this, then I'm going to bring some text in. I've already got up here that it says foil transfer tip. So here you can put all your bits. So if you're doing multi-module processing, that's where if I wanted to do, say, foil it and then cut it out in the same, pretty much in the same go. You just have to change your doodahs out, you know what I mean. And also if you were doing your printing and cutting, etc. But for this one, I'm going to go to text. So let's go happy birthday, Mum. Actually, let's put well, I'll change that in a minute. Right, happy birthday, Mum. I'm gonna do that. I'm going up here. Always defaults to one called Lato, and then I want to come down to a single line font. I actually love this one, so I'm gonna spread it. Oh, do you know what I might do? Change your mind, Marion. And if I can do that, there we go. See, I'm learning. Every day's a school day. So happy birthday, Mum. I want to fit that in there. Make it a tiddly bit smaller. So it's going to fit. Let's have a look. Right, okay, that looks good. So I'm probably going to go in and colour these after. What does that look like if I put that there? That looks nicer, actually. Right, so I'm going to leave that like that. I've already gone and covered a piece of my 250 GSM wow card in hot foil. So I am going to just go over here. I want to make sure, so I've got my bold nib in. So I've got it on bold, line transfer, 280. Now, do I want it to be 280, 280, 290? I'll leave it at 280. I'll do what it says, but I might slow the speed down. Let's just go 10. One pass, and we'll see what happens there. Right, now what I want to do, and this is what I absolutely love about this. See this little guy here? Mark processing area. So you go in, you press mark, do rectangle, start marking. I'm now going to go over to the machine. I'll try and video it one-handed. I'm not very good. And a little dot will appear here, and a little dot will appear down this side here, and that will be my marked area, and that will make sense in a moment. So let me just pop over. Okay, so here we are. So this is my piece of A4 piece of card covered in my foil. Lighting's a bit weird in here. So I need to do the marking. So all I'm going to do, see this red cross? You can move this to exactly where you want it. So I'm going to say there. Then I come to the front of the machine and I press that. Then I'm going to come all the way down. Do about there. Same thing. Press that. Now I'll go over to the computer and it will tell me, it will show me where the marks are. Okay, so here we are. So we've got our two little marks. So I can press end marking and done. And then this is it here. So now, if I just grab all of that and I'll just group it. Now I can fit that in here. Now if it's too big, which it is, don't matter, I can just resize it so that it's going to fit in. I'm going to make it a tiddly bit smaller. Now, I don't know if you can see on screen, if I move it, they'll disappear. There was a blue line going horizontal and there's a blue line going vertical. Right, so if I bring that back in, whoops, there's the blue line vertical and there's the blue line horizontal. You can do where you line it up horizontal line, vertical line. This to me is just the quickest and easiest just to do that. And I've got it there. Okay, so shall we send it? So I've got my line transfer. I think I've already done this. I've got my bold nib in there. I'm going to keep it at 280, speed 10. I'm going to go to process. It checks that I've got my foil transfer tip in. If I didn't, and I had like a cutting blade in, it would tell me. It's very, very intelligent. Far more intelligent than me. I press start, and then I can go over to the machine and press the start button there. So just press the start button. And there it's just gonna go through, and let's hope I've got the pressure right. It will vary dependent on what size cardstock you've got on, not what size, sorry, what thickness, what GSM cardstock or poundage that you've got on there. So sometimes it's worth doing a little test area. I've just gone diving in as usual. And I'll let that run its course, and then I'll show you when it's finished. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed. Eek. I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit. Look, I love that I can just keep reusing this again. Cool. Now, although it did that bit, did it do all of it? Yes. Look at that. Oh, it's lovely. That is like a tiny little bit there. Maybe I need a little bit more pressure. But one thing I've noticed, like this one, this is really, really thin or fine. But use it with a hot foil plate. Works perfectly. Some of them are thicker. So you will get differences all the time. So I'm just going to quickly go in and give this a little do-do-do. See, we've just got that little watercolour look now. How gorgeous is that? And so simple. Now I've got that file now, and I can just keep it and then just change mum out for any other name or happy birthday out for any other word. I do still feel that it needed a little bit more pressure, but again, that's fine. This is for my mum. She's going to love it. Great. What's next? Okay, so now let me show you a bit of print and cut and how simple it is. Well, I think it is, but you know it's going to go wrong now. So I have already got myself a little PNG over here of a little dinosaur. Let's just make this smaller. Whoops. Grab, grab, grab. Make it a lot smaller. And then over here as well. So I've got my, oh no, do you know what I want to do? I want to put the name Alfie. So if I do A-L-F-I-E, Alfie. In fact, I might leave it in that font. I don't know. No, I might leave it in that font actually. That's fine. Let's make it a bit smaller. And I want to fit it on here. So if I just... got my little blue line to tell me I'm in the centre. That's cool. Right, let's have a look. Alfie. Looks probably a bit... oh, it don't look very centre. Let's have, come over a little bit. Come over a little bit. Yeah. And you can use your little arrow keys to bring it over a bit more as well. Right, okay. That'll do. Yeah, okay. So Alfie. Right, so I've got multi-module processing on. So you go up there. So if I was just going to do blade cut, I would just have that. I'm going to go here, multi-module processing. So that's telling it that I need, in this instance, I'm going to print it and I'm going to cut as well. So I've got over here, I want to take it off laser module because this is the printing bit and I need to tell it it's the ink module. And I'm probably going to do it about 80 for that. Then I'll go back over here to the settings, and then I've got the Alfie, I've got fine point blade. I'm going to do a cut pressure. I never really know, to be fair. I'm going to do a 275 and I'll probably bring that down just a little bit. So I want to do a marked area. So like I showed you earlier, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to the machine and then mark off my card. So we'll go and do that now. Okay, so I've got my sticky mat down and I've got my piece of card. This is my ink module. So this is slightly different than any of the other modules. So let me just bring this forward and I'm going to slide it in as normal if I've got it in the right way. There you go, it clicks, and then this comes over as normal, but the difference is on here, lift this off and it's got a little doodah, and then round the side here, it just clips in. Now that's connected the ink module to this now, and then that will click back on. I'm going to take my lid off, and then I've put it over here. Yeah, so that's all sitting in there. And then I'm going to do my marked area. So I'm bringing my little crosshair up there, and I'm going to press my little button like we did earlier. And then when I was doing the foiling one, and then I'll bring that down there, press that, pop the lid down, and then I'll go back over to the machine. Okay, so now I've got my new marked area. I'd already pressed end mark. So I'm just going to grab this, and this is the area that I'm working in. So if I want to make this bigger, I can just group the whole lot together there, and then make it slightly bigger. And then I've got my little blue lines. Can you see, like, as I move that, I've got my blue line across the middle and then down the middle, so I know that's completely centered. I forgot to tell you, I've already put in my fine point blade. So if you look up here, I've told it I've got a fine point blade in there. I'm hoping that cut pressure is all right. I don't know. And then I've got 80 intensity on my inkjet printing. So I'm going to press go to process. And this is just amazing. Okay, so now I can press the button on the machine, and we'll start videoing, and we'll see the printing. So it goes over to this side, and it just does a little test print, and then it will come back, and then it just starts printing. You can't see it yet, but I can. There we go. And what I'll do, I'll just hold it this way so you can see it a bit clearer. And then I'll fast forward through this. Okay, so now it's grabbing its lid. I don't know if you heard that noise. It sort of magnetises on there. And because I've got the fine point blade in the carriage, it's just working out the depth. It's going to go in and cut the word Alfie out. Perfect. Right, let me just lift the lid up, and then the easiest way to get this off, rather than trying to pick it off, because you can, like, if you just bend it a little bit, and then that will lift off, but just pick it off carefully down. And I want to keep the little middle bit, and then once that's done, we can just press complete. Okay, let's put this together. So I've got myself some Colour Crush. What did I go for? Mango. That goes nice. I reckon if I do like my tent fold. So I'm going to go and tent fold it. Give or take. Okay, so in this video, I showed how you can cut the basswood. This is making the shaker. It is just so easy. And the personalising. So just, it just takes your mind off to so many different things, especially with Christmas coming up. And then I went ahead and I did my mum's birthday card. Now, do you remember I weren't that pleased with how it came out there? So I went and did it again, and look, it's perfect, apart from the fact that I've got a bit of dirt on there.
But this time I did a pressure of 360 and a speed of 20. So I'm going to save that now, and then I've got that forever in there, and then I'll know. But perfect. Let's just pop that under there. And then I did some printing, which the print has come out beautiful. And then I've cut out little Alfie's name. And then I'm going to do one for Arthur. So there I've shown you cutting on the basswood, foiling, printing and cutting. And I have got so many other things that I want to show you, but I'll save them for later. I will put a link to this machine where you can buy it in both the UK, the States, etc. In fact, there's quite a few places you can buy them from. In case you ever fancy treating yourself and making a little business of this, because you really can. But also just have a look, because they do some fantastic sales. And I hope you'll join me on a few others, because I am absolutely besotted with this machine now. And I'm going to incorporate it into my card making. So don't worry, I'm still going to be creating. So thanks ever so much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye.